All right, Black Goose family, what's good with y'all? You know what I'm saying? I hope y'all enjoying y'all Monday so far. Beginning of the week. You know what I'm saying? No one really ever likes the beginning of the weeks, but as long as you stay positive, it can be better than what you hope it to be. I'm here to give y'all some boxing news. You already know what I do, Mr. Positivity. Shout out to y'all if y'all don't already know. We got a new song by Zen that was posted probably about an hour ago. We got a new song by your boy Fluence that's going to be coming out 8 o'clock Central, so I hope y'all check that out. And then tomorrow, I'm going to be dropping some more music. It's going to be a Fluent song, and then it's going to be a Black Goose song, most likely. But you know what I'm saying? Excuse me, it's my radio. I'm in the whip. I just got done getting the workout in. But going to be dropping songs throughout the whole entire month for y'all, free shit. And it's only going to keep continuing, man. Like, 2020 is a big year. For me personally, man, and I plan on just to really be pushing my music through this YouTube shit, so I hope y'all fuck with it. If y'all don't, as long as y'all give me a view, that's all I really care about. There's gonna be more content associated with the YouTube as well, so y'all ride with us. But let me get to the point of this video, because y'all don't want to hear me talking about all that bullshit. Y'all want to hear boxing, so let me come to you with the boxing news. Who am I talking about? Anthony Joshua. Why? AJ versus Ruiz 2, excuse me, some of y'all might pronounce it Ruiz, Andy Ruiz. Sometimes I say Ruiz. You know what I'm saying? Y'all don't hold me over the fire for it. Is what it is. However I may pronounce it. Y'all fuck with it, right? If y'all don't, it is what it is. Anyways, let me go back to the point. Andy Ruiz 2 versus Anthony Joshua is going to be happening in a couple weeks. You know what I'm saying? It's not this week, but it's the next weekend if I am correct. I'm doing this off the top of my head, so hopefully that date is on point. Anthony Joshua has said himself that he had 3 options when it comes to this rematch. He can either change everything, go in the exact same, or he can just build on what he already knows. And he said he has to go with that second option, right? Build on what he already has to know. He has to stay fundamentally who he is and just try add little things to his game plan in order to try and get the W, right? Well, everybody knows that. Same thing with Andy Ruiz. At this point in these fighters' careers, they are who they are. And that's why when it gets to this high level, it's styles make matchups, because when you're at this high level, your fundamentals, what you are taught, they're implemented in you. It's muscle memory. So when you get in that ring, for the most part, and the adrenaline starts going, and it's flight or fight, you're gonna go back to those basics. So it's like you can't reinvent yourself at this point in your career. So that's why there's so many cherry pickings, you want to call it, or you have so many promoters who have cash cows or things like that. They fight certain matchups that maybe the fans don't want to see, because they understand matchup and styles make fight. I may be better athletically or a better boxer than this other guy, but his stylistic approach can neutralize all of my abilities that are better than his, and ultimately I can lose because of it. That's the boxing game. It's chess, all right? We're not playing fucking football. We're not playing fucking basketball. You know what I'm saying? This is chess. Someone being 6'10" compared to someone being 6'2" doesn't mean the 6'10" guy is going to win. That's not how fighting goes, right? So, with that being said, there was a report today where Anthony Joshua's trainer, a lot of people thought he was going to leave after the first loss, because they felt like he was giving too simplistic instructions during the fight. That can be debated. But Joshua said himself, you know what I'm saying, loyalty over everything, and I appreciate that, and I respect that, you know what I'm saying. I feel like most people should move that way, because if you have someone who's loyal and you really bond with them and appreciate them, you should respect that at the very least, and you should ride with them as long as they ain't do no fuck shit, right? But he said the game plan is going to be, this is Anthony Joshua's trainer, McCracken, he said the game plan is going to be exactly the same as Joseph Parker's when we fight Andy Ruiz. This actually doesn't surprise me, because there was also reports saying that Klitschko had a conversation with Joshua, and he basically, the reports are saying that he was saying that, you know what I'm saying, in order to have a difference in this rematch, you have to fight a little bit more like me. We've seen other people, other professional boxers say in order for him to win, he should take the Klitschko approach, jab, jab, throw the straight hand, but whenever he does throw that power punch, close the distance, hold, separate. You know what I'm saying? Never allow Andy Ruiz to basically, not necessarily dictate the tempo of the fight, because he doesn't want Andy Ruiz to do that, but never allow him to establish his comfort zone, right? Never allow him to get into a space where he feels like he has the ability to throw all these different combination of punches, like your left hook, right hook, left hook, like the last fight. You gotta do the Klitschko. You gotta fuck up his rhythm. And that's what Klitschko was great at, and that's why a lot of people thought he was a born fighter, because he was great at implementing his slow rhythm, but also breaking up the rhythm of his fighter by, after every power punch he threw, basically, if he missed, even if he landed, he did a good job taking a step forward, so he would close the distance. So if it was a shorter fighter, which most of the time it was shorter fighters against Klitschko, because it's 6'6", 6'7", when he took a step in after that power punch, what ends up happening is it throws off the distance of the shorter fighter, who was maybe looking to slip and counter that punch. So if he comes in with, say, just the right hand, if you stay at distance with the right hand, that gives a shorter fighter the ability to maybe slip that, take a step in, and now he's in range of what he wants to do. Where Klitschko, he would throw the right hand, and he himself would maybe take a step forward, a step to the side, step forward, and what that does is if there's a slip from the shorter fighter and the shorter fighter takes a step in, what does that end up doing? They end up, you know what I'm saying, the space, there's no more space between the two, and it becomes a hole. So they're saying that's the game plan they need to implement. The only thing that I'm cautious about this approach, because Andy Ruiz isn't Joseph Parker. Joseph Parker is a boxer, okay? If AJ decided to go into a fight with Joshua where he wanted to outbox Joseph Parker would oblige that. He would say, oh, you trying to outbox me? I'm going to outbox you. Andy Ruiz is that guy. Andy Ruiz isn't coming to into the fight to outbox him. So I don't know how well that game plan will implement, how well that strategy will work. If you guys saw the Andy Ruiz versus Joseph Parker fight, Joseph Parker went into that fight basically doing the same thing that what McCracken is saying he wants AJ to do, is go into the fight saying, I'm going to outbox you, right? It worked for Parker in that fight, right? The difference between Parker and Joshua, though, in my opinion, and that's a key difference, I don't believe Anthony Joshua's chinny like some people say, but I do believe Joseph Parker's defense is better than Anthony Joshua. I think Parker's defense is levels above AJ's defense, and I'm not just talking about blocking. I'm talking about the totality of defense, being able to slip certain punches at certain times, be able to know when to engage in the clinch, also knowing the range. Maybe sometimes he won't even have his hands up because he just understands the distance and range he is with his opponent, so he knows he doesn't get hit. If you watch the AJ Joseph Parker fight, Joseph Parker fought with his left hand kind of in the shoulder roll type position the whole time, and this was when everyone was still scared. Everyone thought AJ knocked out everybody, right? When he fought AJ, so for Joseph Parker to go in that fight that comfortable, that means that Parker has an amazing sense of range and distance, where he knows, all right, if I take a slight step forward, I need to get my hand up because I know I can possibly get hit with this. I take a slight step back, I can have it down because now I can use my jab. So that's why I believe Joseph Parker is better at AJ, and that's why I believe Joseph Parker edged Ruiz in his fight, even though I personally think Ruiz could have easily been named the winner of that Joseph Parker fight. And that's where I think AJ doing the same thing he did against Parker is going to end up being hard to implement against Andy Ruiz, because I don't think AJ has the same distance management as Joseph Parker. His defense isn't on the same level of Parker, but I do believe AJ, just for him, who he is, what I would say his approach is, I would tell him to use the Deontay Wilder approach. I would say do the big man game. Do the big man game, because what it sounds like to me, Joshua's going to be on his back foot jabbing what they're telling him to do. And I don't know if that's smart, because you're basically telling him you got to survive 12 rounds. When I think that's the wrong strategy. I think you should tell him, I believe he should do the big man game, take the center of the ring, and he has to show Andy Ruiz he's not scared, or he's not, everything that happened last fight is completely out of his mind. This is a new fight. I am the man, and I'm going to take control of the center of the ring, and I'm not going to allow you to dictate what I do. If he fights like he did with Parker, he's allowing Ruiz to dictate what he does, and that's dangerous against someone like Ruiz, because Ruiz will take that momentum and he'll run with it. While Parker is fine with staying on the outside and trying to outbox AJ, Ruiz isn't going to be fine with that. He will constantly, through 12 rounds, try to duck and dodge his ass inside. So I want to know what you guys think about them trying to implement that game plan. Another point that I want to say against that implant that's not a good idea is, if you guys watch the Parker versus AJ fight, every time that AJ and Parker got into the clinch and held, there was no inside work. The ref didn't allow them to fight out of the clinch. The ref didn't tell them, work out of it yourself. Immediately, the ref came over, stopped them from even throwing a punch, and split them up. So that's going to be dependent on Saudi Arabia, too. What type of ref are they going to have? Is it going to be a ref that allows, when they clinch, is the ref going to let them work? Because that would be bad news for Joshua, because, you know, when a taller fighter clinches, what ends up happening a lot of times is their hands is down. So that allows for the shorter fighter who's in the clinch to maybe throw a couple body punches, and on the break, he can come over the top with that overhand right, left, whatever it may be. So, you know what I'm saying, how is the ref going to ref? You know what I'm saying? So all these are important. I want to know what you guys think about that. Do you guys think it's a smart idea for AJ's trainer to say they're going to implement the same game plan they did with Parker with maybe a few little nuances to it? Do you think that will work? Do you think it'll be effective? Let me know your guys' opinion about it, because I just told you guys mine. Let me know if you guys think anything I said was wrong. As always, go in the comment section. Tell me you guys' opinion. Tell me if you disagree with me. I love it. I'm going to comment back to you guys when I get a chance. You know what I'm saying? It may be today, maybe the same day, maybe a week from now, but I will try and comment back, because I love having these conversations with you with you guys, because you guys have great perspective. You already know what it is, Mr. Positivity. Once again, we got music dropping later today, and then we're going to have songs dropping all throughout the month of December. Early Merry Christmas, you know what I'm saying? Stay up, y'all.